Hi, I'm Philip J. Wolf, and today I'm here just interviewing several people. Today I'm here with a person named Rafael. Hi, Rafael. How are you? Rafael said I'm doing well. This together. I just have a few questions for you. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of this today and for sharing your story for others to see. We're videoing this just to bring some attention and some exposure to this issue, and that's the issue of deaf-blind, hard-of-hearing communities and their struggles facing coronavirus and how they've been impacted with the coronavirus and the struggles that they're going through. Also facing the issue of houselessness. So I just wanted to kind of get some information on your story. And I've chosen a couple deaf people today to share their experiences who are houseless individuals. So yeah, today just if you would share your story with the public on our video. My first question is, how long have you been here in Portland? And when did you become houseless? Well, I grew up in Beaverton. I was there for 14 years. And I've been here in Portland now for 3 years or so, kind of trying to get my place, get settled. I became houseless 2 years ago. 2 years ago. What led me into the situation I am is the problems that I faced with immigration. Okay. So you moved here, okay. And you're houseless now because the immigration system, okay. So over the last 2 years, going through your journey as a houseless person, if you would share with us, what are some of the struggles that you face being deaf and being houseless? One of the biggest struggles I face is access to information. Here I don't have access to communication, especially interpreters. There's no center for the deaf here. There's no place for me to use a video phone. Excuse me, let me readjust my face mask. So there's a lot of those resources that I don't have access to. Everybody has their own, but there's, as far as like a video phone and that type of thing, but there's no public video phone for me to use to be able to get resources. Now, as far as you getting information about what's happening with the coronavirus, how are you getting access to that type of information, announcements, news briefings? Well, it's difficult because as a deaf person, I don't have access to that. It's easy for hearing people. So there's been times where I've had an officer help me, or I've been allowed to have access to the internet, where there were several other houseless individuals that we all met, and we were able to get some assistance as far as finding out information, what's going on, also trying to find a place to live. But there's no really centralized place for communication here in Portland. We haven't received any help from the city of Portland. No help from the city of Portland. I know being a houseless can be quite challenging, and there's some day-to-day necessities that I know can be difficult, such as going to the bathroom, finding a restroom, a safe place to live. Right, so it's difficult. It's difficult trying to get access to things. My family, they have a house, but I don't have a place to live. I know in Vancouver, the library, they have a video phone there that I could access, but there's nothing here. Nothing really here in the general vicinity of Portland. So that's one of my biggest struggles, is the use and the access to a video phone. Now, if I could ask you a follow-up question regarding your experience with the cops. In the 2-year time frame that you've been houseless, what are some of the issues that you've ran into with the police officers? I've been detained before, and what happened was they arrested me and put me in cuffs, and they put my hands behind my back and cuffed me. And so I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't able to communicate. I was lost. I had no interpreter. They just came and I was arrested and I was innocent. I had no idea what was going on. And again, no interpreter, no equal access, no communication, no way to communicate. So I don't want that to happen to other deaf members in the community, because what I went through was atrocious. I'm sorry to see that you had to go through something like that. But it's important for people to know that this is what's happening, and that these are some of the challenges you're facing as a deaf individual in our community. So my last question today would be, if there's one thing that Portland absolutely needs to improve the situation here, what would it be? First of all, it would be a video phone, access to a video phone, and access to qualified sign language interpreters. And there needs to be a partnership between the hearing community and the deaf community. So usually as a deaf person, as a houseless deaf person, I'm the last one to find out of crucial information. And so that's something that really needs to be worked on. A few other things, but I can't think of right now, but definitely access to a video phone and sign language interpreters. One more follow-up question. Right now, during the coronavirus pandemic, many businesses are closed. You don't have access to maybe Wi-Fi with those businesses because they are closed. Are you familiar with certain areas here in the city that you could connect to internet? No, I don't know where. Okay. Yeah, one of the places I found is the Apple Store. There's no plug, right? There's no plugs, no outlets for people to be able to charge their devices. That's one of the biggest hindrances that we experience, is that there's no place for people to charge their devices and access the internet as a houseless person. One common misconception I want to clarify is that people think that as an immigrant I'm maybe lazy and not wanting to work and take advantage of the system, but that's absolutely not true. I definitely want to work. I definitely want to contribute. So again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, I think something that would be really helpful would be, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me. I feel honored to be a part of this.